Hello, hello! So September is just around the corner, and to get ready for it, we have to make a new bullet journal. And this is what we're gonna make today. Join me! Before I forget, hit the like button to make the summer go slower and subscribe to get a new fun tutorial every week throughout the year. As usually, I start by sketching everything out very roughly. Don't worry if you can barely see the sketch, I rarely follow it. It's more a guide for composition than a real sketch, but it works for me. Then I trace over it with my fine liners. I got this nice sepia-colored Pit Pen fine liners by Faber-Castell from my son for my birthday, and I really love them. I like the brown outlines. They're not so in your face as the black ones, and I use them throughout my travel journal this summer. I really like the effect, especially for the fall and the coffee-themed bullet journal, and I can see myself using them more and more throughout the fall. Since kids start school in September here, I chose back to school theme. So my cover page is full of school supplies. Rulers, pencils, pencil case, compass, pencil sharpener, and of course, tea and coffee. Because I'm pretty sure many of us will need it in the beginning of September once all the crazy gets going. I found out I needed a better system for planning my YouTube and blog posts, so I made a dedicated spread for that. On the other side, the header says just plans, but it will be my monthly, so I added the dates below. I rarely use the horizontal planner. I kind of like the square or shaped monthly as I have a better feeling for the weeks, but sometimes it's nice to change things up, right? And somebody might prefer this layout. It certainly gives us more space for writing, and we might need it in September. And here come the trackers. To keep up with the back to school theme, I drew little notes pinned into the background for each habit I want to track. For the days, I drew coffee beans, not just because they fit the theme, but the shape is also simple enough to work for my tracking. And here you can see what happens if you use coffee on very thin paper and it seeps through. It doesn't look pretty, but I think my tracker will still work. And I just wanted to show you so that you don't think that you're the only one if it happens to you. And as a cautionary tale, I would glue these pages together and draw another one, but I'm at the end of my bullet journal, so I can't do that. On the opposite page, I have a bunch of office supplies like corkboard, push pins, pens, pencils, cartridges, and paper clips. And here the push pins are the trackers for the days. Their nice round heads are fitted perfectly for coloring in with different shades. We usually have to change gears in September to keep up with all the activities, sports, driving kids everywhere, attending all the afternoon meetings, PTAs, and similar. So I'm armed up with lots of coffee on these spreads, literally and figuratively. I cooked a small pot of espresso coffee and poured it into a shallow plate. Then I let it evaporate on the hot sun so it was totally dry. Next, I cooked another coffee and diluted the dried coffee with the fresh one to get a more intense color. You don't need to complicate like that. This was a fluke, or a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. I wasn't finished when I started painting, and we went to the beach, so the coffee evaporated and I had to make another one. But if you like the rich color and your coffee makes a bit blender tone, you can try this trick. It really worked for me. Unfortunately, I didn't record the finishing of the cover page, but you will see me coloring the other spreads with coffee in a minute. You can use any coffee to color your pages, but we have a cafetiere, so I'm used to making that. I have used other types of coffee, however, and they all dyed the surface. But I have also found out that instant coffee tends to be a bit more sticky, at least the varieties that I used. So I preferred normal coffee and my papers don't stick together. And here's the flip through of September bullet journal setup. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a like and subscribe to share the joy of drawing, painting, and DIY craft supplies and bullet journal, of course. See you next week with my weeklies.